Hello and welcome to SoBricks. I'm Adam and this is SoBricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego gift with purchase, the Micro Rocket Launchpad set. This is set number 40712. It has 325 pieces, and this was a gift with purchase kind of in the middle of February of 2024. And this was available for free when spending, I think, $200 or more in the US, maybe 200 euros, I don't know, for the British pound, maybe 170 or something like that. And this is one that I think sold out relatively quickly. I remember I talked to a Lego support specialist asking if there was going to be a rerun of this, like they did with the Blacktron Cruiser gift with purchase. That was in a similar thing here. It had kind of the vintage looking box, kind of the yellow box with the kind of banner there and stuff like that. This one also happens to have the limited edition printing on the bottom and everything, and they did eventually do a reproduced the Blacktron Cruiser gift with purchase, and that's one that I really liked, and so I was hoping for that here, but from the release of this and the first images, this seemed like there was going to be an extremely popular one, so I did want to make sure I could get it, and so I have it here. It's just taken me a little bit to put together. So now in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to build this set, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy! Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego gift with purchase, the retro micro Rocket Launchpad set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and my channel just hit 1 year of uploading and posting videos here. I think I've had at least one per day. At the very beginning, I was doing more than one per day, and I think I reiterate that at the end in kind of my outro section. So I just wanted to say thanks for a wonderful year, and coming up in the new year, I have some more things planned, maybe some changes to my setup as well as some other stuff. So I'm very excited, and thank you everybody for coming along with me. It means a lot. And then I can talk a little bit about the build here. So this is like super micro scale, and it's broken up into some different builds, and they're all pretty distinct and all pretty cool. I ended up liking them a lot. There's one manual for 3 of them, sort of, and another manual for the somewhat bigger one. And there's some nice piece usages, some good details in here. I personally really like building at this scale, so I thought this was a ton of fun, and I would love for Lego to re-release this or make more sets like this. So that's all for now. Thank you very much, and now on to my review for this set. Okay, so here is this Lego gift with purchase called the Lego Micro Rocket Launchpad set. So this is really wonderful. I would love more stuff like this. I don't know, for whatever reason, when I build something like at the micro scale or like the really small scale stuff, which sometimes I might see in a poly bag, sometimes like the Houses of the World and the Flower Shop feel kind of micro scale-esque, and there's been several others. You know, I really like it. The Blacktron Cruiser set that I kind of compared this to at the beginning was minifig scale. This one's definitely not minifig scale, but what we do have here is some references from some vintage Lego sets. So there's kind of 4 main kind of sort of mini builds here, or side builds or different components, and they are from sets that range from releasing in the late 70s to the early 80s. So I'll kind of go through those here. We have the Alpha Rocket base, which I believe is set number 483. I think that's this. We have the rocket transport vehicle from the mobile rocket transport set. That's 6950. I think that's this here. We have the spaceship from Space Patrol. That's 6803. And then, okay, wait. The rocket and space station from Alpha Rocket Base. Okay, so I think that's what we have in these. So this is pretty cool. You know, the scale is a little bit all over the place potentially, but it's still very, very fun, super cool to put together. So there's no minifigures in here, but we do have 2 micro space characters, or the space babies as some people call them. So this is like the really, really tiny baby thing here. There was a CMF character that came with a space baby. I think that was the first time we saw those. So it's like on this super mini scale body, and legs are all together. We do have the classic space logo. The head is molded with the helmet and the kind of air tanks there, so we get the blue one, and we also get a white one, again with the classic space logo. They're exactly the same. They can be studded down on just one stud there, so a super miniaturized version. Good to get 2 space babies. I believe the white space baby is probably exclusive to this set. I'm not sure. And I think there's either a CMF coming out in the new 2024 like Lego Space cross theme CMF series that's just like Lego Space. I think there's going to be like maybe a pink space baby, but I'm not positive on that. So you get 2 of those. I think those are probably mildly sought after, but I know that they're just a small portion of this set. But if they're hard to get a hold of, they might have, you know, some novelty to them there. And then besides that, what we have is 4 little builds here, kind of 4.5 or 5, and that I'm thinking at it now, these do feel somewhat scaled to these super micro figures here, so that's pretty neat, I would say. And I'm kind of going to go through this in the order in which you build, I believe. So the first thing you build is this very miniature spaceship from Space Patrol. It reminds me of Galaxy Explorer a little bit, which is another set that they like remade in the modern age. I think a lot of the kind of blue gray, I think, is this trans yellow or trans green? I'm not sure because I'm colorblind. I think trans yellow. But they had a lot of that stuff in the 70s and 80s of the vintage Lego space theme, or classic space as it's sometimes called. So there was a lot of ships that also looked like the Galaxy Explorer, or, you know, vaguely similar there. So we have this, and this is not too many pieces, but looking at it, we use kind of that, what is that? That 4-sided kind of angled plate there. Is that like, I don't know what to call that shape, but it's a pretty common piece here, there. And we have some kind of landing gear using some of those saucer pieces. Off the front of this, we have a piece that is kind of like an A-frame sort of looking thing. It's a older piece, I feel like, that they still make. We have a little bit of trans red on the front. We have the thrusters on the back with some trans red. I do like, or trans yellow. I do like the piece used that are kind of these 3-pronged cones coming off that have a like anti-stud there, or also a Technic axle kind of hole in there. So those are nice pieces. You get a few of those in this set, but 2 of them are used here. We have these antennas, or kind of levers, joysticks, kind of control things on the back. And then we have a spot for one of the space babies to sit, and then this is maybe their control kind of thing. This set does have stickers. It's got 5 of them. They are right here, so I'll point those out as I go through this. Not too bad. Would have loved for them to be prints for this, something like super collectible and retro and stuff like that. and it had a relatively high threshold, but that's fine. So this is a this is a sticker of the Classic Space logo on that wedge piece, on that slope 1x2 there. So this is tiny. It's not a ton of pieces. It's just the first thing you build. Swooshable, totally cool, and it looks pretty great with the kind of space baby in there. So that's very nice. And then the next thing you build, I believe, is this rocket launch pad and space station thing. And I'm actually not sure if the rocket goes with the launch pad and space station or if it goes with the rocket transport. So I'm just going to kind of go like in the order it's built. So this is the rocket launch pad. This is really, really cool. It's kind of got like a space shuttle thing here, but it still has that blue and gray and yellow of the Classic Space. So that's very, very nice. And it's a super miniaturized version. If you are interested, looking up kind of the full version of this is really interesting, but we do have some nice details around the base with different like the T-bar elements there at different heights and turned different ways, as well as the tile with the bar coming up on the side, which is very nice. And I'll pop off the rocket so we can see this. So we just put that on kind of this cone brick or this sloped brick with the one stud in the center and 4 anti-studs on the bottom there. And then we do have these yellow hinge pieces here, which are nice. Those are a ratchet hinge, which allows this to be kind of bent, or changed to down and then goes back up. And this is done with some bracket pieces in here, the 1x2 round kind of hollow stud pieces, and some of these nice sloped pieces there that have like 2 plates on whatever. At the top it equals a full brick there. And then we use some of these modified 1x2s with the bars coming off of it, and those kind of act as like a guide, a kind of the ladder and the thing that might load people onto this, and a thing that might hold the rocket up. And then if it's going to be deployed, this can fold down and the rocket can be deployed. So I thought this was really smart. We do have some green and red translucent round pieces up here, as well as kind of that like stop sign type piece with the bar and then the one stud on the side that goes on the back. This could also be leaned out, whatever, but that's a nice kind of thing. We have a mold mark that's somewhat visible on that translucent green piece there. The one on the red's a little harder to see, but I still found it, and so that's not great, but that's that. And then we can look at this rocket here. So this looks like a space shuttle. It reminds me of, I think, kind of the NASA license stuff. I'd have to go back and look at the images from the sets that this is referencing or based off to see if they did do white and black kind of theme stuff there. I think they must have, and there was kind of like, this is potentially a more quote unquote realistic rocket or shuttle than the blue and light bluish gray and yellow there, just for what are in the US, but other places too, that the shuttles have looked like. We do have another sticker here, which is the Classic Space logo. The color match for the white is not great. It's maybe a little bit hard to see on video, but you can definitely tell that's a sticker. I liked how they did it though. They cut the sticker really close to the edge, so it's the one kind of odd shaped one down here, and that's way better than having it like a big square white one or even a clear backed one there. So not too bad. We have a little bit of a ladder here, kind of a cone piece, some of these like the round bricks with the grooves in here. We have a modified plate with the bar, another cone, and then up top we have some jumpers and different stuff, little pop of yellow and a kind of antenna with a translucent piece there, or just kind of the point of the rocket there, so this can be flown around. For this rocket and launch pad thing, there's not a great place for one of the micro space baby type things to interact with this or to operate with this, which isn't too big of a deal for me because there is some other stuff that this can do, which is nice. So that's that. And then this is I believe the space station here, which was also kind of from the Launchpad set, I believe, the original kind of 483 set. This one does have the most stickers out of any of them, so this is the biggest one, the longest one on kind of that 1x6, and then inside these are stickers on a slope there, just kind of for those control panels, which looks pretty good, not a big deal. The color match on the blue stickers is actually okay. I don't mind it too much, and this I really like. So I love getting these window pane type pieces, or these kind of panel like pieces in this trans yellow. I think that's really great. I like what they did for the feet, using these kind of like pipe like pieces with the dish on the bottom. We have kind of some stairs here. We do have, a bar on the edge with a vent. We use rounded bricks for kind of the pillars. There are studs on the side to maybe attach other stuff. And we have a little bit of a light thing here, which is nice. And up top we have this small antenna, and then we have kind of this radar dish, which has an antenna. It's also clipped on, so we can kind of move that around. You could spin this around as well, so that's good. You can unfortunately see the mold mark on the 1x1 with the clip, which is a bummer. We keep having kind of odd production issues in America or other places, or I don't know exactly where this set originated from, but in a lot of the places that I get my sets from, the production seems to be not as good as it used to be, not as good as I would like. Perhaps some of these mold marks are unavoidable. I don't think they entirely are, but that's okay. And then we actually do have space for the space babies in here, space for the space babies. It's a little bit hard to get in there, but this kind of 1x6 thing, I think, you can take off. It's not super easy, but I think it is supposed to kind of like slide over these slopes and over these modified plates, or like the 2x2 where half it's a tile, half of it's a plate, and then there's jumpers in there, so we could have 2 of the space babies in there. We do have the printed control panel piece over here, and another little radar thing or something there, different lights on top, so you can potentially take this off. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be because it is studded down on all 6 of those studs, but if one would have smaller hands than it probably wouldn't be too difficult to get them in there, so that's good. And I really like the look of this. Again, I think the colors are really fun, really nostalgic. The build is an interesting scale, a fun scale. I think this looks really cute, really cool. I like the details in here. So good amount of pieces in this one, and I think these kind of go together somewhat, and they feel pretty nice and maybe close to in scale with each other. Perhaps the spaceship from the Space Patrol is. And then the last thing we have here is the mobile rocket transport. So this is one that I felt was maybe a little big compared to everything else, and that may be the case, but it's so cool and so fun. So I'm really pleased with this. I think it's really great. So you start kind of building the hull area. It's just a couple plates high. We have a big angled plate here. We have a couple of the 2x whatever with the technicals through them. Nice trans yellow with the windscreen here. Some of the cheese wedges up front, which looks really great, as well as the ones down here, which is nice. And then we have kind of maybe some lights or blasters or lasers or something on the side. We have a ladder on either side. At the back, we have those same kind of tri-cone pieces that were used on the Spaceship. We have kind of what looks like a thruster at the back. We have some binocular pieces kind of for some greebling details, different antennas, a stud and a tile right there. We have this radar dish that is clipped on up here, so it uses one of the like droid arms that has the hands going opposite ways, so that's really nice. Kind of a radar dish, uses this nice kind of video camera, laser gun, blaster type piece, and a little translucent stud there. So this can be articulated there, and then this whole kind of contraption is on a hinge with a Technic pin between these pieces, so that can go up and down. One of the things I really loved here is there's 4 steering wheels in this set, and they kind of are they're not meant for steering, they're just in there for kind of a detail, and I really love the effect of that. I would love to see this piece used in more interesting ways that are not just a steering wheel, and this is a really cool way to do that. So I love to see all 4 of those there. And then we have the wheels here, so 8 wheels on this thing, a little bit of Technic in there to make that all work, which is fine. These wheels, I believe, are the older Speed Champion wheels, so they're not dual molded. The tires and the kind of rims are 2 separate pieces, and they spin really good. And they also are each on their own kind of movable, or like 2 of these are on the same thing, the 2 at the other side are on the same kind of thing. And so these can, like some of the new Lego City Space sets, like the what was that, like $30 one with these shocks on the front that was also 6 wheels, had some stuff like this. The Mars Perseverance rover has stuff like this. Even the Technic Polybag one has kind of some stuff like this. I think the new Friends vehicle for space is going to have something like this. I think the Lego City set with like the 8 wheels doesn't really have any of this kind of stuff, but then there was also the 6-wheeled Dreams set for the space car, and that had a little bit of this kind of stuff too. But these wheels can go all different ways, and that allows it to go over different terrain and everything else, and it can just lay flat and roll over stuff, and the wheels can accommodate going over rocks or bumps or whatever. So I think that's really cool. Potentially you could have this just on the back wheels or something like that. I don't know how good the balance is, but maybe if you lean this whole hinged piece back there. We do have a space for a space baby, so let me get one there. And we have 2 printed kind of things. We have this printed 1x1 tile in there, you can just barely see it, and then a 1x2 tile with the control panel, so that's very nice. And then this is the mobile rocket transport. So one of the features is that the rocket from the Launchpad can be attached to this, and so taking that bar, that modified plate with the bar coming off of it, we can attach it to this clip right here. And then we have kind of these brackets on the side to hold that up, and so we can transport this rocket in a really nice way. And it looks great when it's laying down, it looks fine when it's up, and then it can be pretty easily transported from here. Kind of you could probably keep them attached if you line this up right and get it like that, and then it's on the Launchpad, which is really, really neat. That's a cool play feature. It's also kind of cool for display. I think that works really, really well. I think the scale is a little bit weird. I don't think everything's in scale with each other, but with a little imagination, I totally buy into this. So that's really great to me. And I think this vehicle is super well done. I think it's probably the most pieces out of any of these, definitely the bulkiest. This one had quite a few pieces too, as did this whole contraption, this part of the rocket and the launch area, but I don't know which one had the most. I know that for the spaceship, the kind of space station, and the launch pad, as well as the rocket, that's all in one booklet here. And then the rocket transport thing, this vehicle rover, is its own separate instructions. And so that's really, really cool to see. Overall, I think this is super, super fun. I would love more of this. I would love for Lego to do a reissue of this, or, you know, not reprint, but like remake this set and re-release it. I would love for it to be on sale on shelves, but I don't think they're ever going to do that. You know, once something's a gift with purchase, it's probably just going to be a gift with purchase. I think Lego priced this at around $30 for what their estimated price was, which is what they always do with gift with purchases. They kind of give like a rough MSRP of what they would have said. I think sometimes they air a little bit low, sometimes they go a little bit high, so I'm not really sure. I think the aftermarket for these right now is pretty high. After they released, it was relatively high. I think it was around $50, $60, $70 for this set. At the time of release, I haven't checked the aftermarket in a little while, so I'm not sure if it's come down at all because they're, you know, limited availability and everything like that, and they have the limited edition box. I could very much see a lot of people keeping these sealed, keeping them as a collector's item as well. So I don't know what the supply is, but I think it would be great if more people could get access to this, and maybe it could be something like the Blacktron Cruiser where they re-released it, and they also like had the promo be like a double promo. So if you spent like $150, you got that one and kind of the Bionicle brick built tribute set, which I think is really nice. I've really liked a lot of the kind of callback sets like Magistos, you know, Magical whatever, and this one, the Blacktron Cruiser, and the Big Galaxy Explorer, which I thought was very fun. And, you know, the Lion Knight's Castle is part of this, although I have not built that yet. And I think it's a great idea to kind of update these sets with modern techniques, modern pieces, and everything. And I totally understand that they can't all be minifig scale, which is fine with me. I love working in the sale. I think it's super cute, and you get like, you know, smaller things, not as many things, but 4 distinct little builds here that can all interact with each other and create a little scene. There's some playability here if you're cool playing at this scale, and it's also just a really, really nice set. So I liked this a lot. I'll show the extra pieces here because you do get some. A lot of your 1x1s, your tiles, your plates, some of the translucent, like the yellow, green, red, green over here, cheese wedge there, some of the blue, a little bit of Technic in there, bar element, a print of this 1x1 piece here, which is nice to get. So those are all your extra pieces. And this set is 325 pieces, 2 space babies, or 2 like micro figures, space figures, potentially exclusive to this set. And I don't know how much value those hold in the aftermarket. I'm not positive, but I thought I saw people selling it like everything but the space babies. So it was like not a sealed set, but it came with all of the builds. It just didn't come with the 2 characters here. That might have been true. That may still be the case. I think that's really interesting. You know, for me, these don't hold a ton of value. I think they're super cute, super fun. I don't know if I am buy into the idea of like these are super valuable because they're rare or exclusive or anything like that, because for me, I like to build Lego, I like to play with Lego and stuff. So these are they are what they are, but it could be that people are, you know, taking these out of the set and keeping everything else sealed. As far as I know, I'm not sure, but that's kind of interesting. That might actually be a way to get this set and get all these builds for somewhat cheaper. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself, but I seem to remember that being the case. But it was $200 spend to get this gift with purchase. I think it's high, but it's also somewhat reasonable. You know, I think getting the gift with purchase of the Blacktron Cruiser and the Bionicle Tribute for like $150 was a really, really good deal. And that's, you know, compared to like the Houses of the World and the Flower Shop, which were maybe not super good deals. And then I thought a lot of the Disney ones from last year were pretty good deals that had, like the Steamboat Willie and stuff like that, which is a lower threshold, but also like a license set and all this other stuff. This is Lego's own kind of theme here, but it harkens back to a time past, a time even before my time. So I think that's really, really cool to see. I think 200 doesn't feel that bad, but when comparing it to other gift with purchases, it seems a little bit high. And then I also wish they just made more of these and had more of these. As far as the aftermarket price goes, I don't know what the upper limit on this I would pay is, but I don't know if what I would sell it as. I would probably try to sell it, a sealed one per the market rate, but I think they're going for pretty high, so it's kind of a special thing there, especially if they don't ever reproduce it and re-release it. So I can't, it's hard for gift with purchases for me to speak on the value somewhat. I think this is a kind of an okay threshold and a little bit too high simultaneously. I'm certainly happy that I got this. Was very happy to be able to build it and not worry about keeping it sealed or whatever else. I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to worry about that necessarily. So I really wanted to build this, really wanted to look at it, really wanted to talk about it in one of my videos, and so I'm super pumped. I think this is really cute, really good. Lego, please make more of this set. Please make more of like micro scale retro sets. I think I think it would be cool to do like a micro scale castle set like they did do for that VIP exclusive thing, but with like characters like this instead of the statuettes, and build in kind of this scale of like old, castle and knight type things, or lots of old themes kind of in this scale. I just love going back to these retro sets, and I think they should do more retro ones in the minifig scale as well, or bigger. So this was a real pleasure, and I'm very grateful. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more gift with purchases, more Lego space stuff, and then just tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, size, price point, piece count. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Hope we get there. Thanks for all the help. So it means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And if you wanted to support this channel, you can do that right here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I still have the Patreon. It's in the video description on my channel page, patreon.com/SoBricks, so you can get some exclusive videos, which I did just release a couple of the ones that were exclusive because my channel just hit a year old. We made it a full year. I think I published a video every day. At the beginning, I was publishing like 2, 3 a day or more, and then I kind of went to the 1 a day. And in this new year, in the second year of the channel, hopefully I can reach some subscriber milestones and stuff, and I'm gonna keep trying to deliver Lego reviews and Lego builds and other kinds of videos here eventually. So really appreciate everybody that's been on this ride with me. So very good. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.